Howdy folks, we are back at it. We've been kind of MIA for a few weeks, and part of that has been due to workload in my shop, workload for other projects that I have going that are not related to this stuff at all. I don't do this for a living. The YouTube channel isn't quite big enough for me to be able to start using it as a source of income. So, but at any rate, we're back. Today we're going to be getting the 151 set up. Now, I have gone ahead and stripped all of my gear out of it for a couple of things that I did. One of them being the funeral of my the guy that was my first sergeant in my guard unit 20 some odd years ago. So at any rate, I'd like to go ahead and show you guys kind of what I'm doing and explain why I'm setting the Jeep up the way that I am. Today we're going to be going out and watching part of the last leg of the Best in the Deserts Vegas to Reno desert race. The course runs by the house, probably about 5 or 7 miles north of the house here. So it's not going to be a long trip, and that's why we're going to be setting up the Jeep, and some of the stuff we're going to be carrying is going to be a little different than a longer trip. The heat here has been running in the mid 90s to low 100s for the last few weeks, and so because of that, and because we're going to be fairly close to the house, we are not carrying extra fuel. We're going to be making sure the tank is topped off, but we're going to be carrying 5 gallons of water back here, along with the water that we're going to be carrying in the vehicle. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started, and I can show you what we're doing and why we're doing some of the things we're doing here. Okay, one of the first things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the back of the top and folding it under to go ahead and make it so that we have, basically it'd be kind of like a bikini top, but not really. I've seen pictures of this done. Matter of fact, my dad, when he was in the Guard back in the 60s, he had an M151 assigned to him, and there's a photograph, and I'll try to get the photograph put into the video here somewhere, of his Jeep with the top set up the way that I'm going to be setting this up. So the first thing we got to do is get the back straps, fuel can strap, released here. There's 2 straps here. They have to come undone. Now, this is where it becomes kind of problematic, because we've got a strap that's behind the spare tire here. So we're going to be pulling the spare tire off in order to go ahead and be able to get these other 2 straps loose. So let's go ahead and dig the lug wrench out. And I'm going to show you here where that is stored. So first of all, we've got a little clip down here on underneath the passenger seat. We fold the passenger seat up, and then we've got to kind of hold it up out of the way, and then that is the toolbox. That's where the jack is stored. Actually, this is toolkit here. Right here is the lug wrench. We're going to take the lug wrench back here, and normally the lug wrenches and the tools were not painted this color. This was done by the previous owner. So, and I'm going to go ahead and camera back up on the stand here. We've got this little plate that has a reflector on it. Pull the tire off. Now we can get to the other two straps. And we're going to pull all of this top loose. Put everything back in here and fold it forward. Now we're going to fold the top, back half of the top up, and we're going to take these straps and run it over to the top of the bows. Now, this is not the perfect setup, but I know it was not designed this way. So there we go, and this will go ahead and let the air flow through the Jeep a little bit better as well. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mount my ice chest onto the sponson here. The ice chest, these Yetis, have a little slot right here that you can go ahead and run a strap through. We're going to run this strap, and this strap is much longer than it needs to be, but I'd rather have a strap that's a little too long and tuck in the ends than have one that's just a little bit too short. This will go ahead and keep the ice chest from bouncing all over the place. Now, normally, or before, I would strap it down on the other side as well, but because it is wedged up against the radio mount here, I found that I don't need the extra strap on it. So we've got the ice chest mounted. Okay, the next two things that go in the back are going to be this 20mm ammo can that has some glass cleaner. We've got a trauma kit, another first aid kit that has you know, more band-aids and, you know, boo-boo kit type stuff. We've got a bucket. This is a canvas water bucket, so if we need water more than what we can have here and we have a source, then we can go ahead and put that. Say I needed water for the radiator to get it out of the river, or, you know, potentially, you know, fire issues as well. And then we have some spare parts down in here. There's a spare fuel filter, a couple of spare fuel filters, some plastic bags, and then there's a recovery rope. I bought this at Matt's Off-Road Recovery when I was down there in Hurricane a few months ago. So I have not had the opportunity, thankfully, to use that thing yet, but it's you know, from everything that I've seen, these kinetic ropes are the best way to go ahead and do vehicle recoveries. And let's see if I can get everything stuffed back into the box. That one goes there. And then we have another ammo can here, and this one has engine oil and gear oil. And engine oil and gear oil, those are the only two fluids that I need to carry for this vehicle. If I end up with you know, low on coolant, I got water. And there's no power steering. I generally don't carry brake fluid with me because I've never had an issue where I've needed it. Now that I've said that, I'm probably going to need it. So at any rate, you know, we'll see how that goes. Now, once we get it put in here, we'll take a ratchet strap and run it over the seat bracket. And actually, this strap ends up going on this side here. And that is so that everything stays put and I don't end up with these ammo cans full of stuff flopping down on the dog. And then lastly, we put Butter's bed back here. So I've got one more box that has to mount right here on this sponson, and that is the little can that I have that I carry a spare fuel pump in. I have not carried one before, but the last race that I worked, the Vora race, and I ended up with a dead fuel pump, and I'll put a link to that video, you know, up here or over here somewhere. Okay, well, we're just about ready to go here now. Let me go ahead and do a little walk around, and I can show you everything that I have that I've installed off camera. One of the first, and this is actually a pretty important thing, is the trash bag. I absolutely hate it, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you will know that I absolutely hate people leaving trash out there. So I don't do it, and I'll pick up other people's stuff if I find it. Water. Now, we did decide to change the container that we put the spare fuel pump in, and so we've got this big metal ammo locker that's strapped down, and it's got two spare fuel pumps in it. It's got a spare coil. It also has 4 or 5, you know, bottles of water, a flannel, and a couple of other things in there. And we've just got it strapped down right now. Right down in there, we've got a couple of leashes, extra leashes for the dog. And in that black bag, this black bag right here, we have an electric impact gun and some impact sockets in case we got to change a tire. I don't have to have it, but it just makes it a little bit easier. On the side of the Jeep, we've got an axe, and that is a stock location. That's the way it was supposed to be. Inside here, the center console, which is not original, it's not stock. We've got a roll of duct tape. We have a roll of toilet paper, a little thing of handy wipes. We've got our fire extinguisher. And then walk around to the other side of the Jeep. We've got our cooler, which we showed you earlier. We've got a shovel. And then we have this bag here. This bag here, which carries a cordless air pump, and that's so that we can air down and air up the tires. We also have a vest. If I'm out watching the races and I end up deciding to go take pictures close to the track, I'll put on this vest, high-vis vest, just so the racers can see me. And we've also got a radio, and there's a couple other radios that'll come in here. This bag also carries a couple of spare batteries for the impact gun and such. And then over there you can see we have an entrenching tool, small GI shovel, and that goes along with the roll of toilet paper, so I don't have to drag a great big shovel out into the hills if I need to. So that's pretty much about it. That's what I carry. So, and that's pretty much about it. That's what I carry for a short, day trip out into the hills. Especially if I know I'm going to be close to, close to fuel stops, close to water, and other things like that. I don't carry. There will be another bag in there I've got with my lunch when we get ready to leave. So, any rate, stick around and we'll show you some race footage. Should be a good time. All right, there we go. Okay, now that we've gotten the boring part, being the pavement part, done, let's head on out to the race course. dust up there, I think, is still the bikes. I don't think the trucks have made it up to this point yet, but I don't know. I suspect that somebody up here will let us know. Go straight across the course here. Any of the trucks come through yet?
Yeah, Menzies and Reno.
Holy smokes!
And Pat Dean in the Class 1 was running second, so I'm assuming he's the leader actually.
Yeah.
That he's made up time on Menzies.
Yeah.
What frequency you got him on?
I'm running on the Best in the Desert frequency, the 152 960. Okay. And then I also got Weatherman on my other radio.
Desert Relay?
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's their relay, but it's their
one of theirs.
It's okay. Yeah, it's their channel there. So yeah, I thought. I mean, I just live close by here. Yeah, no. I thought I had plenty of time to get out here.
Yeah, you
to
were
watch
out here last year with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You had the Baja, maybe. I don't remember.
No. I've been out here with this thing for the last probably three.
No, I met her. She's got one of these too. You guys were talking about.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah. So. Yeah. No, they're running maybe like.
You can generally always tell when they're coming because you can always see the helicopters first. They started the bikes at 5:45 this morning, and it is now, I'm not sure what time it is, but that dude on the bike, you better be ready to move over quick, fast, and in a hurry. I do believe this is Justin Lofton. He was first on course before Gabs, so he must have had some issues. Go, first 6100 car through. Okay, well, we're going to head back to the Jeep, and we are going to head on to pit 12, which is a little bit further up the course and stay there for a few, and then we're going to go to the start finish line, or the finish line, excuse me. All right, here we go. Probably won't stay too terribly long at Pvt 12, and because I'd like to get to the start or to the finish line before the sun goes down. Straight here, this will take me right back out to the highway, but it takes me out a little bit south of where I want to be, and so we're going to take the interesting route. A lot more fun going this way anyway. That, and I don't have to worry about getting run over by semi-trucks. I had never noticed this marker before. Of course, I've only been over this road here a few times, but it says Sonora Trail over a hill. We started on Sonora route this evening, went over a hill and then down into a canyon, which is 1 mile, grass plenty up the canyon for 5 miles. Joseph Williams, September 25th, 1853. That's pretty cool. I really hate getting onto the highway here. These people are going by 65 to 85 miles an hour. This is pit 12. This is the last place on the course that the racers can get service, get fuel, tires, fix whatever's broke before the finish line. The way Best in the Desert runs their races is that you cannot, your crew cannot come out onto the course to retrieve you if you break until after the race is over, and they cannot go ahead and come onto the course to fix you or anything else like that. The reason why Best in the Desert has done this, and it's been this way since they started racing Vegas to Reno again in 1996. They do that in order to keep the amount of traffic, you know, cross-country traffic down to, you know, down to nothing. And here comes the Spec Trophy truck of Sam Berry. Sam Berry used to race Laura all the time and just now transitioned from a buggy to Spec Trophy truck.
Perfect, thank you.
We're going to head to the finish line. We are not going down the highway like the rest of these guys. This thing won't run 70 miles an hour down the highway, and people don't like when they get stuck behind a little Jeep going down the highway. We are going to take Fort Churchill Road, which is part of the old Pony Express route. Well, it's been a couple of days since the race. I was hoping to be able to get some good footage from the finish line, but by the time we got done looking for the lost GoPro, and it was dark and there were no real lights there at the finish line, so we couldn't get any video from the finish line. So this is what we ended up finding on the side of the road. The lens and everything seems to be in good shape, but the back screen is pretty much hosed. You can see here where the whoops, that was a drain pan. You can see here where the mount broke off. So we are going to have to come up with a much better way of mounting that. So, any rate, that's going to be it for this video. Want to thank you guys for watching, and let you know that we are back, and we're going to keep making videos as long as you guys keep watching them. Thanks again.